Hello and welcome to the Checkpoint Reach podcast. I'm your host Luke Eldon, and as ever I'm joined by my fellow gamers and friends Sudden Perks. How you doing, guys?
I'm good, thanks.
How's it going?
Good, yeah. This is a new one for us, isn't it? We're appearing on camera for everyone to see.
So there might be a few teething problems, but
Yeah.
Well, let's hope
we'll
not.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So what? We should start with what you guys been playing. Let's go with you first because I think you're the only one who's
you
played
the
it.
new game of the week.
Yeah, game of the week, Borderlands 3.
How is it?
It's Borderlands 2, essentially, which isn't necessarily
Yeah.
a bad thing. You know, anyone that's played Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel, you know what you're getting now with these games, which is good. I think we all wanted that. We wanted more of the same. It gives you that itch and you can scratch it with Borderlands 3, so it's good. It has problems, which we'll probably talk about in a bit more detail, but there's a lot of problems, especially on the PC version. It's had a lot of technical issues rather than gameplay problems. So I'm not surprised. It's another launch that hasn't gone smoothly at all.
There's a surprise in the modern era.
It's a
of
long
games.
list.
I know.
We had it with Gears last week, didn't we?
God,
Major
yeah.
problems with Gears last week.
We said the exact same thing last week, and it's just such a recurring theme now. I'm sick to death.
Really annoying, isn't it?
Doesn't feel like they're ever going to change that.
No.
Because
No.
too many people will do what we do, to be fair, and complain,
Yeah.
but buy the game.
That's it.
And then they'll go, there's a
Yeah.
patch, and then when the game's fine, people, especially if they like the game, people will just be like, oh well, kind of forget about it, don't they, and just carry on playing.
It's almost like they did it on purpose, isn't it? Sometimes.
Well, I was-
you
What
just
did
get
you
that
say?
impression sometimes.
I think you said something the other week, it's like they're releasing the beta so they can go
Yeah,
iron out the problems.
We were the
first.
guinea pigs.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's funny, like you and I were talking yesterday on the Xbox when we were playing, and it was like I said, the people who actually adopt the game first now are punished for being day one players
Case
or
in
early
point,
access
with
players.
me with Gears last week with the campaign.
Yeah. So if you buy the game when it first launches, or if you get early access or an Ultimate Edition, you get punished for that.
Yeah.
You get all the glitches, you get all the bugs, and then whoever comes in 2 weeks later, fair enough, you've missed the boat and you're not so excited anymore, but you get a better game.
That's it.
You actually do.
I agree.
And it
We got a
shouldn't
better
be
game
that
waiting,
way.
what, 5 days?
Yeah,
Was it
like,
5
just-
days difference?
I started on the Friday.
Yeah, and we were
And
on
you
Tuesday.
were Tuesday, so it was
Yeah.
5 days of sorting out problems. But
They did 2 patches within that space of time.
yeah,
They were
that's
like
what I mean.
300 meg each,
And
but
it's-
they solved a lot of the.
I mean,
the
look, you
first
could
day
say
problems.
that okay, because I was playing the Ultimate Edition. Technically, I was playing it early, so I was privileged anyway to play it early. But a lot of people would have been playing
Yeah, but
it
that's the
early.
thing.
A lot
Like
of
you're
people
not
got the
anymore. It's
Ultimate.
not a privilege.
No.
It's like a punishment to play.
Yeah, I've seen
It's not
that.
the Ultimate Edition. It's the bin edition. Like,
The
you,
bin
you get the
edition.
real edition a few days
Yeah,
later.
pretty much.
The Ultimate Edition is after 7 title patches now.
I mean, let's be honest, we waited, like we said, 5 days and we got a better version.
Yeah.
You played it earlier and complained. Whereas me and you, we had a few,
we had a few
technical
issues,
issues, but mostly it went fine.
Yeah.
So we got definitely a better version. And did we miss out really? Waiting 5 days? I don't think we did.
No.
So it's just the way it goes. But yeah, you got any more on Borderlands 3 then?
I mean, I'm coming to the end of the story. So, narratively, I'm quite confident to say it's strong.
Yeah.
And the story in Borderlands is always a kind of a byproduct of the actual game because everyone's all about the loot and the shooting and the raid bosses and all that exploration kind of stuff. So the story goes under the radar more often than not. But Borderlands 2 had a strong story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
With Handsome Jack in particular leading it.
Yeah.
And Borderlands 1 was pretty weak, let's be fair. So 2 improved on that. I think 3 is probably slightly better than 2's story. So it's an upward trend, which is always a good thing. I am kind of safe in the assumption that I know how it's going to end, because it's one of those when you get to a certain point, you can read between the lines. But that doesn't mean it's not a good story. It is strong. The new characters are strong. And there's loads of returning favourites, whether it's Reese or Mordecai. They've got loads of the old Vault Hunters in there, which are quite
How
cool.
involved are those characters?
Not so much, really. A few more than others.
Yeah.
Basically, you can tell which ones they didn't really care all that
Yeah.
much about.
Yeah.
Like Reese has a big part to play in the story, and so does Vaughn. From where I'm up to in terms of the story, like I said, I'm pretty much at the end, so I know the others like Mordecai, like Brick, they're more side quest people. You don't see them too often.
That says to me that they've learned though from where their story elements have been strong, because it's like people liked Tales of Borderlands because it was strong.
Exactly. So
and they've gone, actually, this is probably should go with this because
they gave the Tales characters big roles, so it comes off really well. And whilst you can distract yourself going off on many different tangents in different areas, side quests, exploration for no reason whatsoever, the narrative doesn't feel so far away. It does a good job of holding it together, and it doesn't feel like it doesn't belong. So it's paced quite well, even though you can drag out the pacing yourself by doing other things.
So I think I was just going to say some of the. I suppose this is a negative slant. But you've always got to be negative first, haven't you?
We can always do negative.
we love negativity, don't we, on the Checkpoint Reach podcast? No, some of the questions I was going to ask you is things that I've seen online, people talking about the game and stuff. Is some people have had a lot of problems with the UI. People aren't convinced by it and think it's not a very good UI at all.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the menu interfacing. I think that's probably what people's problem is, because the actual in-game interfaces are pretty much what they've always been in terms of when you're in the world. A lot of loading now, apparently, in the menus, but
very strange.
This is what we were just talking about, though. These are not gameplay issues as such. They're more technical problems that need to be ironed out, and they will be, because I'll be honest, Borderlands 3 could easily be Borderlands 2 DLC. It could be.
Be a very long Borderlands 2 DLC, but
but in terms of there's not a great deal of innovation in the game.
No.
So that's what I mean in terms of we've waited
Do
years.
you think they played it safe?
They've definitely played it safe, but they're catering to the majority because more people just wanted more Borderlands rather than Borderlands innovated. They were happy with just more of the same. It's been a long enough time now to just go back to the well. So I find it hard to criticise that, because they are giving the majority of people what they want.
Yeah,
but
play it safe and then innovate going forward from now on.
Yeah, you would expect the next Borderlands mainline game has to innovate more.
Depends how quick it comes.
It's going to be years away though. Like if they even do another one,
maybe not.
So,
maybe they won't.
I mean, going back to what people aren't happy with, like the map is an interesting one because they have a 3D map now.
Yeah.
Which they didn't used to have.
No.
And it's a little bit faffy and fiddly to rotate and spin around and
I
see the different.
I saw people talking about it. It's a weird camera. It's not like the old Borderlands cameras, is it?
No.
Apparently it's different.
But the old maps were 2D.
Yeah, but when you move, it moves with you, the camera. So it's hard to sometimes go, well, which way am I going? I've heard it's a bit faffy, the camera.
So, it's more when you open the menu, though, when you're actually trying to look at the map. And there's a weird glitch at the moment, at least on Xbox, where you open the map and you start to scroll across the map and it pings you to, like, the mission tab.
That's really annoying.
It only does it once, and as soon as you move back across, it's fine.
Though,
but
very faffy, though.
It's one of those tedious things that, look, Borderlands is a game, you have to open the map a lot.
Yeah. I wanted to ask,
it keeps happening.
What are your opinions on the new characters? Are they strong?
I think they're strong, and I think my reasoning behind saying that they fit in well with all the established ones, because it's always a big risk, right? Because they're bringing back all the old cast that basically aren't dead, and giving you a bunch of new Vault Hunters, and it's a little bit like Gears with when you have like Marcus or
Baird and Cole,
and then you throw in JD, Kate, and Dal, and you're thinking the old guys are up here and the new guys we don't even know anything about.
Yeah.
So the new Vault Hunters are good because they're not out of place. So obviously I'm only on my first playthrough. I can only speak for one. You have a little bit of dialogue throughout it, but the humour is there, the interaction is there with the old characters, and it's funny because even though you're the main protagonist and you're the Vault Hunter, the new one, you actually don't feel like it in a weird way because the other characters are so prominent. So they're introducing the new ones and saying you're basically the new guy stepping into the breach.
Does it kind of feel like you're a bounty for hire? And it's like you're just sort of elevating the other characters in terms of... Like if it was a movie sense, you'd just be the guy that does a few odd jobs and the rest of the characters are sort of...
Yeah, you're a bit more than
the
that.
main ones.
But like, for example, and this isn't a spoiler by any means, but Lilith has a massive part to play, and Lilith has always been a massive part to play in any of the games. Yeah. So she is way more prominent than you are in the game, for example. But you still do the most important things. So they do a good job of saying, here's the new characters, you're going to play a really vital role without throwing the old characters away. So it's pretty good in that sense.
Yeah. So they mesh it pretty well.
The fact that it's funny because I'm going to play the game at some point. I'm not sure when yet. Maybe a Christmas game, something like that. But the fact that you said about, especially the Tails characters are more prominent, that's made me more like, I want to play this now.
Yeah.
Because that was the part of Borderlands for me where I was like, this is.
Didn't
I always
you,
felt with
don't you
Borderlands.
think Tales of the Borderlands the best one?
I think in terms of narrative, it's the best.
Yeah.
Borderlands. It's also not the best game because it's a Telltale game. It's not really a game, is it? It's more like an interactive story, really.
Yeah.
But in terms of the narrative and the world, I don't think you can beat Tales of the Borderlands. Even the world, they describe it so well in Tales of the Borderlands, which gets lost in the normal Borderlands games because obviously you're moving around in side quests and you don't really get much time. But the fact that you've said about them characters are more prominent makes me more like, oh well,
yeah,
maybe I'll get it sooner than I thought now. Because it's like
they have differences. I will say that they're not going to be exactly as you remember.
And the voice
them in
actors,
Tales.
I think the voice actors are different, aren't they?
I'm not sure about that. But
Yeah, I know a few of them. I don't think they're the same voice actors. A lot of them from Tales, but
yeah, you'll see pretty quickly though.
Wasn't there a story about
early
one
on in the
actually?
game.
Not long ago, he fell out with oh my god, what's his name? Randy Pitchfork.
yeah,
They had the clash, didn't they?
Troy Baker.
Was it Troy Baker?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Troy Baker,
Pretty
because
big
he
voice
obviously
acting, I
voiced
can
Reese,
remember.
didn't he, in Tales of the Borderlands, and he says he wasn't asked at all.
It was the old Claptrap actor as well.
Yes.
Yeah, him as well.
Yeah,
so
that was
a
the one
big
I was
argument
thinking of.
there. Yeah, there was a bit of rallying going
Apparently
on.
they were trying to save money with it.
But I think apparently Randy Pitchford can be a little bit. He's not the easiest guy in the world to work with.
No,
apparently.
we have read stories about that. And
We've
covered
talked
it.
about it on Checkpoint Reach before about Randy Pitchford, some of the things.
Check out the old stuff.
Yeah. So,
Or don't.
There's a link or a
Yeah.
plug.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it doesn't surprise me
No.
that there'd be some sort of falling out with the voice actors and it's not a big show.
At least overall you're enjoying it, so that's good. And me and you, Sud, have been actually all three of us have been playing Gears 5 together online, Escape, and obviously multiplayer as well. Didn't go so well last night.
PvP can be rough.
I think Perks was getting a little frustrated.
That doesn't sound like me.
Because Perks is pretty good. I'm not great. So
We're
it's
kind
alright.
of similar, yeah.
So, yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
So,
we're I'm definitely the worst on
I'd
this
say
table,
Perks is the best,
so.
and then everyone else is kind of at the similar. Well, with me, you, and Bobby, I think we're fairly similar.
Yeah, we were getting like between 10 and 13 on a good one, and you're
Bobby,
getting like 19 plus on a good one.
Yeah, to be fair with Bobby, he's pretty good with the shotgun and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, so we've been playing Gears 5 and we've been loving it. We check out our Gears 5 review.
Yeah.
We really do enjoy the game and it's been a lot of fun. Obviously,
Nice.
you as well came across some figures for Gears 5.
Oh, for Gears, yeah. So they released figures for the game, and we were all interested in this, weren't we? Because we wanted to see sort of
how
difference
well
between
it
Game
did.
Pass and physical sales. And so Gears in the first weekend, that's what they've titled it. Now that's always a bit. What are they counting? Because they could count Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or they count just Saturday, Sunday. But we'll say it's just 2 days because weekend. They've said that the game amassed over 3 million players, which makes it the most engaged first-party game of the generation, even more than Halo 5.
Oh, well, that pleases me.
And it's
I'm not a Halo guy.
The last one to beat was Halo 4, so it's beat everything since then.
Yeah, but everything since then has been crap. Let's be honest.
Although Halo's a massive franchise, so that is, I suppose you could argue that's pretty big
It's a
achievement
win.
to do that.
Yeah.
Halo's a bigger franchise than Gears, so obviously Halo's not been around for a long time, so I don't know how impressive that stat is, but it's interesting because I think the stat you brought up before about the physical sales.
Yeah, so
Gears 5.
technically it's physical sales wise it's been a disaster in the UK, hasn't it?
So was it 23,000 sales in the
what
UK?
did you say it was?
It was
a quarter?
It was bad, yeah. It was
Quarter of Gears 4.
4 times less than Gears 4's physical sales. But times have changed.
They have.
Look, people aren't necessarily not playing the game, they're just playing it in different ways. So we know, we can all say we all play on Game Pass.
And why
We all
why
play
would you
the
pay
game.
50 plus
No,
pounds
I mean-
to play it
Yeah.
on physical sale when you could get for like £1 for a month?
Well, when we purchased Game Pass Ultimate, didn't we? We took advantage of that deal.
Yeah.
Well,
When it was
that
£1
deal's-
to upgrade.
That deal's still going
you can
on.
still do it now.
£2 for a month
Yeah,
for
that's really
Ultimate.
good.
So
And you pretty much got it for £8, didn't you?
yeah, I got
So,
it.
I mean, you can't argue for that.
Like, whichever way you have access
So-
to it, it's better than going and buying it for £55
Yeah.
or whatever the prices you can find in retail.
But yeah, so it's hard to
100%.
gauge, isn't it, how... You know, you look at 3 million and go, that's good. It's like, 3 million.
But this is going to be the same with every
game now,
first party release with
The next
Microsoft.
interesting one will be the next Halo.
Yeah,
That'll be really interesting.
that should beat these numbers.
I would have
I
thought so
thought-
by quite a
Yeah,
lot.
I think so.
You'd expect us to at least double it because
That's
Game Pass
Halo,
will be
innit?
in more people's hands by then.
Yeah.
And Halo's if it comes out with a new console, that's massive.
I must admit though, I really like Game Pass and the concept, so I'm glad to see that people are utilising it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's there for.
I agree. I think well, we know these sort of things are the future.
Yeah, they are.
Expect next gen PlayStation to have their own.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever they call it, whether they bundle it with PlayStation Now, which they've already got, PS Plus subscription. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that at all. And they'll probably do something to Microsoft, possibly. Yeah. Although,
God, could you imagine the first party releases on that?
Well, that's something that makes me think, will they do it? Because they rely heavily, Sony, on them first party games selling. Look at Spider-Man, 15 million on sales.
And they're brilliant.
The Last of Us recently 20 million. You know, Uncharted sold a lot, God of War sold a lot.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine though, just paying £1 for a month and getting like Spider-Man or God of War?
Yeah.
I don't think Sony needs to do it though.
No, they don't.
Because Sony are already making tons of money. But I'm not sure they'd make more money from doing a subscription.
Yeah.
But I do think they will do some sort of subscription service.
Well, the only problem is if they don't and Microsoft dominate that space, then...
Yeah.
So my prediction is that they will do one, but I don't necessarily think they'll put all the first-party games on it day one. Maybe after 6 months, something like that.
Maybe they'll judge it.
Maybe they'll go, well, we'll get 6 months of sales, get the sales in the door, and then go, oh, it's available.
Yeah.
Say the next God of War 2, like, sell it for 6 months to 9 months and then go, now it's available.
Yeah, that'll probably be
because that would be a sweet point of people. Because you think some people go, "Oh, I'll just wait 9 months," but people won't be able to.
Yeah,
wait 9
no
months.
way.
Some people
don't
want it now. Want to play it
People
now.
can't wait 5 days, let alone.
But then there'll be a few people that are savvy and go, "Oh, I'll just wait 9 months and play it when I'm ready."
Yeah.
Especially with the single player game.
But the only problem is with a single player game, campaign get ruined. The story gets ruined.
Yeah,
Especially on big games.
Well,
I mean,
that's where the fear of missing out comes in, because if you don't play it and in those 9 months someone's like, "Oh, did you play God of War?" Thingy dies, Kratos dies, and you're like, "What?"
That's great. Thanks.
Yeah. But I think a good example would Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Because if that comes, someone would ruin that game's gonna have so many spoilers, things like that. And
that is one game though that I'm just I just can't get hyped for. It hasn't drawn me in at all.
I mean, I even watched a trailer today, a new trailer that Kojima put out.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, okay, it looks. If you watch that trailer, you're like, okay, I kind of get the combat a bit more, and there is actually enemies to fight, because I didn't even know there was enemies to fight for this trailer.
Oh, there's babies, isn't there, dropping from the sky?
People have called it like FedEx Stranding and stuff like that, isn't it?
That's what it is. You just
that's
deliver
what people
things.
called it. You literally delivering a baby across America, it seems, or an America-like country.
Yeah. You're going to have to play that game or even then you won't understand it. But
this is either going to be the game where Kojima's a genius or Kojima's lost his mind. It's one of them where he's finally, that's it.
Yeah, but people will say either way right now. Like, you don't need to play Death Stranding to think.
They say every genius is flawed.
If this game, say it gets, I mean, the Kojima effect will probably give it a good Metacritic score. But say if it's a terrible game, like a 5 or something, there'll be Kojima fanboys out there that go, best game ever made.
It's going to be I feel like it'll be one of those games though that you'll literally get people going, oh, it's a work of art.
And then people are like, what?
And then we'll play it and we'll be like, we didn't really like it, but then you'll get the people like snobby about the game, like, oh, well, you just can't see what it is.
It's interesting because that's another reason why I want to play the game straight away.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be in that conversation at the start.
Yeah.
To be like, you know, in the discussion about what. Yeah.
Didn't you came across a bit of news for it as well? Isn't his friend going to be in it?
Oh,
Jeff Keighley.
So as we know, Jeff Keighley, the host of the Game Awards.
Yes.
It's been running 5 years now because it's going to be another one. They announced it in December, which will be good because we'll cover that, obviously, because we like that. We enjoyed it last year. But yeah, he's in the game. So I don't know if people out there might have seen the video. There's a video of him in the game, screenshot.
How prominent is he? Is he just?
I don't think he's a prominent character.
I imagine.
It seems like he's maybe just someone you talk to for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't know if you used to remember. It reminds me of, do you remember Call of Duty Infinite Warfare?
Yes.
Lewis Hamilton.
Conor McGregor was in it as
well.
Conor
McGregor was in
it. Lewis Hamilton was
a mechanic.
Yeah, mechanic. That was
you played it as well. Yeah. And
I actually enjoyed that story, and I think that's an unpopular opinion. I don't think many people like that campaign.
People like it. I thought the campaign was great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
it. Like, strangely for COD, like, the campaign was good and the multiplayer was crap.
Yeah.
So that was a strange one.
I remember even talking about this is surreal. It's weird looking at like Louis. He's so face-like as well.
Because obviously you had Jon Snow as the main villain.
Yeah.
He was good. He was actually really good as a villain.
Didn't really do much though, did he?
He didn't, but you
didn't even really get a massive boss fight with him. I don't recall.
He came across well.
Yeah, well, he's a decent actor, isn't he?
He's a actor, so
yeah,
I enjoyed that.
He did. So anyway, I think that covers up nice. Well,
I don't think we really played anything else.
Actually, we have. We did live stream the other day, actually,
F1,
our
of
F1
course.
season, which we'll be live streaming again soon, I imagine. But yeah, it
Don't
didn't go
hold your
well.
breath.
Well, it didn't go well. Let's just
It
put it that
really
way.
didn't, to say the least.
No,
Well, if that footage ever becomes available at some point, it'd be
it is
interesting
available.
because
It's available on Mixer.
You had me
and
laughing
we
at that
will
last
probably.
race. I couldn't.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah.
Your rage.
I wouldn't say
Do you want
rage.
to do your impression of what you said?
I think I was just
What was
like,
it? When,
"Whoa!"
who was it that spun you?
Stroll.
Sebastian Vettel. It was Vettel, remember?
Oh, Vettel at first.
Vettel spun you and your
No,
car
wait
was
there.
slowly turning.
Wait there.
No!
Wait there. I was catching this guy up, and he was in front of Vettel. He knocks into Vettel.
knocked him.
Vettel slows down as I'm turning, and Vettel hits me. I spin.
Yeah.
So that's his mistake that I.
True, but
I paid the
I
price.
did feel you maybe could have
I
gone
know,
for it
no.
last
You can watch the video and make your own mind up. And then, okay, I'm a little bit angry after that. So I go round and I bash into Grosjean. But as I've come back onto the track after bashing, Lance Stroll spins me into the wall. I guess it's karma, but that was when I was like, I'm not playing this game now.
That's enough.
And we
done.
done.
That's
That
your
was-
version of game rage. I'm not playing anymore.
No.
Mate, exactly. My game range is a lot less.
Not
It's
like yours.
controlled. No.
Back
But
in the day.
Even now.
it was 2.5 hours in, so we did.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did
I mean-
Mexico and we did a couple of. Did
I'm
we
trying
do
to think,
another?
did I
We
actually
must
have a
done another.
successful race? I did have one where I was 20 and I came up to 9th, where I was
Yeah.
like, that was good.
That was good.
That was in...
Belgium? No,
Mexico.
Mexico. Oh yeah, it was because
Yeah,
I went from
yeah.
pole to 7th.
Yeah, that was a... I mean, we were
Nightmare.
pole and 6th, so that's not a great result. 7th
No.
to 9th, but...
But our online season will probably continue, and we'll live stream it on Mixer, and we'll also be looking to do a little bit more of streaming again, Gears 5 and whatever we're playing. So look out for that on the socials. Anyway, we'll move on to our first topic of the day, which is E3 2020 reportedly may become a festival with Q-Entertainment,
Q-tainment,
Q-tainment.
whatever they want.
whatever the word is,
Whatever the
anyway,
word is.
and 10,000 more guests. They're hoping to turn E3 2020 into a fan, media, and influencer festival that would feature Q-tainment and a Disney Fast Pass style system.
Yeah.
Plans were revealed in a pitch deck intended for the lobbying group's members. I mean, what do we make of this?
Few more changes to E3, it looks like.
Yeah, trying to keep it
relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
relevant.
It's
Key
moving
thing.
with the times.
hip.
They're trying to make it more...
Probably still dealing with suffering from Sony last year. pulling
Nintendo
out.
as well.
Nintendo.
It'd be interesting to see what happens this year because, you know, are Sony going to be there?
Yeah.
That's going to be massive.
I-
Massive difference.
Do you think they will?
I think they might be because there's a new console coming out. I think they might have to be
Maybe.
there to stay relevant. Like, they could get away with this year.
I don't think
Nothing.
Sony need to worry about staying relevant.
No, but I think if it's just Microsoft have their new console, the next
Yeah.
one, all the focus will be on Microsoft's new console.
Yeah,
And I
Sony
think-
are going to want to slice
Yeah,
the
I
pie.
think they could get away with it this year because they knew there wasn't really much to worry about. I don't think they'd be like, yeah, okay, and we know Microsoft are going to go big, whatever, but there's not too much to worry about. We're not ready. They weren't ready anyway. They've got games they're not ready to show off yet. Next gen games that we'll probably see later this year or next year.
Yeah.
We're expecting they're going to do their own event. That's a big rumour. Either the end of this year, probably more likely next year now, early next year, where you'd assume they're going to probably reveal a new console. They'll probably
it would
want to
seem
get
that
out
way.
before Microsoft, I would imagine, in revealing.
Yeah.
If we're assuming Microsoft are going to reveal at E3.
I mean,
There is
don't
also
know.
this event though in London, XO19 in London, that's in November. They advertised at E3, didn't they? So they could even
do you think
surprise
they'd
us there.
reveal that? I can't imagine that.
It's not big enough.
No, you wouldn't think
Yeah.
it was big enough, but if they're trying to do some tactics where, maybe they'll tease something.
They'll have
possibly.
something,
They'll
but
tease
they're not going to
yeah.
have anything tangible.
Will they
that
show off a
might
next
small
gen
event.
game, maybe? To try and get ahead of the curve?
I don't know.
I'm
I'd
not
say it's
sure.
unlikely.
It's
If
gonna be a small
anything,
event.
it would be more technical than
Yeah.
like something about hardware.
Maybe
or
they're just going to show
something like-
DLC for Gears and random stuff like
bits
that.
and
but
pieces.
Yeah.
I think in relation to this though, they want to extend it by 10,000.
10,000 more
I mean,
guests.
apparently from a lot of content creators on YouTube that you hear, that's already
Pushing it
already
out.
too much. Like a lot of content creators were complaining about that, but they couldn't get the stuff properly done because there was too many people. So an extra
Seems like they're
10,000,
going
that's-
for quantity over quality.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not so sure about that.
I will say though that like they can't have their cake and eat it. There's this number of content creators and tens
is
of
true.
thousands more.
Yeah. Are we
So-
going to get invited then?
One day, in
It's
about
over-
5-6 years.
Mate,
maybe,
it's going to open up soon to even more probably.
But yeah, they
Hey,
can't
if we
really
got offered,
complain.
I know, same.
How do they sit there and complain about access to more people when they're trying to access more people? Like it may be bad for them in the environment, but that is their environment.
There is an irony there, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's like we said at the very top. It's pretty much the way things are going. If E3 does again what it was this year, which was pretty bad in comparison to previous years,
it was pretty boring.
It's going to just stop. Like, it'll stop being a thing.
But was that the Sony factor? It must have been a difference. Even without Sony there, it didn't feel right somehow. It was like, because you always, I know maybe we don't always watch every conference, but you're always expecting the news out of Sony's conference the next morning. You wake up and go, what have Sony done? And there was nothing, was there? And it was kind of weird. It was like, that's
just an empty void.
And we're not really massive. We're not Nintendo fans really.
No.
So we're not that bothered about Nintendo news. So for us, it'd be the Sony news that we'd be looking forward to the next day. And it's like, well, there wasn't anything.
It was a Microsoft 3 rather than.
And we all agree,
wasn't it?
I think we all agree that Microsoft's conference wasn't. We thought it was going to be better than what it was.
They showed a lot.
But it wasn't quite.
See, I always think this with Microsoft though. They always show a lot, but they actually don't show anything at all at the same time. There's a lot of things going on, but
is it important stuff a lot of the time?
Yeah, like we always have our little 10 minutes of debrief afterwards when we're on the mics, and it's like,
what did we really see?
This was bad again. Like, fair enough that I'm not saying there's never anything good, but in terms of percentages, there's like 90% filler and 10% good. So it's a bad trend for
that way. I guess we should tackle this. What do we think? Qtainment, or whatever that word is.
I don't even really know what they're going on about. What does that even mean?
Does that mean when you're in a... I'm assuming when you're in a queue, there's going to be some sort of sections that you pass.
Well, exactly,
that's entertainment.
That to me is like loads more booths, loads more...
Are they going to have live bands? Stuff like that? Is that what they're going for?
I don't know about that.
Not maybe big bands, but maybe some local indie bands playing.
I think a lot more game booths, a lot more console booths.
Maybe some interactive
It's just the way they're saying it to me. It seems as if it's like they're not even talking about gaming, they're talking about just random entertainment to keep people.
No, I don't think it will be that.
Do you think it will be?
No, because it's queuing for the entertainment that's showed off at that thing.
Maybe more developers in little booths near the queue.
Yeah,
smaller
they'll
indie
have
developers
like conference rooms and stuff, and like the usual Q&A bits and pieces. So I think that's pretty much now what people want than just a big room, one conference, and then that's it. Basically, unless you're invited or if you pay thousands to get there. So it's. I
mean, it could work. It could be good, but it just. I don't know. I don't like the word festival. That worries me.
No, you almost get the feeling with E3. This is kind of like a slow death. It's almost as if this is like it's going to be a while I think it's going to be around for a few years yet. But this is kind of the start of maybe eventually it's going to be gone, and all that's going to happen is Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo are just going to have their own stuff. Whenever they feel is best for them.
Well, they're big enough too. Aren't they?
Even Ubisoft and EA, they're big. They don't really need E3. It's more. I think it's good for indie developers to show off. Big game, not big games, but indie games at like the big shows because then they get a lot of coverage. But for the big players, they don't. They just do their own thing though. A lot of the time.
Yeah, that is.
They don't really show off at E3 that much.
Well, that's an issue for E3.
When was the last time you saw Rockstar show off at E3? They don't need to.
Rockstar don't need to do
anything. They don't need to go
to No. Every now and then every 6 years or something, they'll just drop like a poster online.
Yeah,
and then everyone's
the internet.
Yeah.
And there's also a thing of showing too much off, isn't there? Because to me, when you look at like Death Stranding, too much. I don't need to. I know we don't understand the game, but they're showing too much of the same thing over and over, and it's like I'd rather see less of it now.
I must admit I haven't really watched much.
No, but
so I can't really.
Just the coverage of talking about it. Sometimes you can be overloaded with. I don't want to think about Death Stranding until it comes out now.
Yeah, I must admit, like leading up to at least a big game, I don't want to see that much about it. I want to see enough that I'm hyped, but I don't want to see too much gameplay. I don't want to see too much of the cinematics because when the game comes out, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of stuff like that now. Like Cyberpunk's kind of going the same way for me. There's a lot of Cyberpunk stuff out there,
a bit too much,
and we're still months away from release, so we're going to see even more. Granted, the game's going to be massive. It's going to be way bigger than
one of the biggest games
what we've seen. But it feels already like it should be releasing next week. We've seen that much stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we're talking about things that we've seen too much of. Like The Last of Us having an event this week. For The Last of Us 2, they're going to show it off, and I don't want to see any more of The Last of Us 2 now. Like we haven't seen too much, but at the end of the day, it's a big enough game. It doesn't need to be sold, Last of Us 2, does it? That's going to be a massive game next year. Possibly the biggest selling game next year, arguably, with like the Call of Duties and Cyberpunks and stuff like that. So
Yeah, definitely. I don't. Competing.
I want another release date, and then that's it.
Well, it's like Endgame. They marketed that perfectly because the trailers didn't give too much away.
They showed you nothing.
Pretty much nothing. Yeah, but they got you hyped.
Yeah.
Because it was already big enough to do that, so they just gave you a little bit. I think that's what some of these games need to do, especially if you have a game that's already hyped. Last of Us 2 hyped, Cyberpunk hyped. You don't need to show too much. You only need to show tidbits, tiny little bits, and people are going to buy it anyway.
Do you remember how much people criticise Gears for not showing anything in the campaign?
Well, I was just going to make that point
now and go, actually, that was pretty clever the way they did it.
Pre-Gears, what you saw was Kate holding her head and like spinning around and having really these like delusions or like psychotic episodes. Yeah, and that doesn't tell you anything about what actually happened.
I'm glad now.
Really, so
because they could have easily given
story was great as well, actually. So
because a lot of people moaned about that, didn't they? Oh, where's the campaign? You're only showing Escape, but actually, I think it's benefited the campaign.
Well, it definitely did, but it's funny because I was actually one of the people that moaned about it because
I think we all did
thought like I liked what they were doing. I just wish it was done in a slightly different way because I think the music they had that went with the Kate thing at E3 was like
very strange.
Okay,
didn't feel Gears,
this is a bit weird.
Didn't feel like Gears. It was...
And then what we saw of Escape was pretty bad. To be fair, like Escape's actually better than what they made it look at E3.
It's strange though because the marketing's not been great, and really has it for Gears. It's not been great, but it probably benefited the story. But at the same time, I don't know if you've seen it's been on when the football's been on that advert for Gears.
Yeah, it's on.
That doesn't get me excited for the game.
It's here on that skiff.
I think that's
that skiff doesn't get me excited for anything.
I just don't think that's a great trailer at all. The music's wrong for Gears. That's not the right type of music for Gears. It should be darker and things like that. It's a weird music. It doesn't look right. And it's like it's strange. I do wonder who's marketing for Microsoft these days because they've not got it right for a long time with marketing. Well, a lot of their games.
Yeah.
Remember Halo 5 Guardians? What terrible marketing.
No, that was a missell though. That was a missell. They made out like Locke and Master Chief were gonna basically go to war with each other, and you got to uncover the truth or whatever.
So I suppose slight spoilers, but it's been 4 years since Halo 5, so
yeah,
I think I'll give it a bit now.
Yeah,
nothing like that.
Nothing like that. It's literally nothing like that.
No.
So
that was a mislead.
Yeah,
that was bad. Yeah,
off topic a little bit, but
yeah, a little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just talking about how marketing games and. Going back to E3 though, it's like you said, you feel like it's a slow death.
I do, yeah. I think I can't see it being around in 10 years' time, or if it is, it'll be completely different to what it is now.
How long's it been going for? Is it 95 the first one?
1995, but it was totally different then. It was It only got, I'd say it got big at the start of the 2000s, 2002, 2003 sort of time. Then it went on from there.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest problem they've had is the video game industry's become the biggest entertainment industry. There's the most. So now, like you said, the Sony's, Sony's and Microsoft's and Nintendo's, the bigger game companies as well, who, like your Rockstars and stuff, they don't need E3. They just don't.
Well, just a little side point. You don't get this in the movie industry, do you?
No.
Really? You get like the Cannes Film Festival, all them type of weird little festivals and stuff, but you don't get
weird.
But those weird movie fans out there.
No, but they're always sort of arty, aren't they? And a bit, not really arty, but you don't get like in film. You don't get an E3 for films. I guess you get like trailers and stuff like that, but they do their own thing. Like Warner Brothers do their own thing, and the other companies. So
I think it just sticks with the theme of it being times are changing.
Exactly.
So it's like we've grown up with the big conferences, the flashing lights, and these sort of cinematic.
Yeah. That was E3 calling then.
And then they're trying to
get in touch to tell us
to me.
Yeah, you need to big it up more.
I bet that was a ticket for E3.
Yeah, well, it could have
not anymore.
Not after they see the video.
So now there'll be no Checkpoint Reach representation at E3.
No, well, not
for me anyway. You two might get one.
We'll go.
Yeah.
After.
But no, just to finish the point, it's like we've grown up with the conferences, and we always tune in the same way. We sit, we chat, and then we debrief afterwards. That's just our version of it. It's almost like E3 has to be a next gen thing now. If it stays where it is, if 2020 is the same way as this year's was, it will be a slow death and it will just fizzle out. But I don't think it will do that, because that would be stubborn and that would be just not aware of what the current market is.
Well, to be fair, they are trying to evolve it, aren't they?
I mean, we're not sure whether it's the right way of doing it, but at least they're trying. They're not just letting it die.
We will see. So. I guess, time will tell with this one.
Exactly.
Time will tell. Yeah, anyway, moving on to our next topic of the day. It's toxic Dota 2 players are being hit with 19-year bans.
Yeah,
That's long.
that's long.
Players who cheat, buy and sell accounts or are abusive are now being banned from the game for up to 2 decades. The bans are the result of an update of Dota 2's ranked matchmaking, which made clear that the game will now punish smurfing, no idea what that is, role queue abuse, and those with low behaviour scores.
Well, I said to you two, the only smurfing I know is the Smurfs, the blue little things.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Well, I don't think they're anything to do with it.
No. It might be in the game, but apart from that.
True.
Kind of looks like they are.
Yeah, they could be.
It's a strange one, isn't it? 19 years. I mean, a very specific time, that, isn't it? It's not like
19
years. Why 19? That's very strange.
No idea.
So
it's very long.
You must have to do something pretty bad to do that.
I know, 19 years.
That can't just be you've swore at someone. That must be I don't know, threatened people with their life.
That happens on every game.
Yeah, it must be worse than
loads
that.
of times.
I would imagine it's like racial, homophobic stuff like that. But not just like a little bit. If you're really bad, I would imagine that's what it's for. But
19 years is a long time.
It relates to the ranked matchmaking, doesn't it? That was the thing.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a Dota 2 player, but with the queuing to matchmaking, I can speak from a Destiny 2 perspective. Like, there's a lot of glory boosting going on at the moment, which is the ranked sort of currency in terms of levels. And there's an exploit where you can fix the queue in order that one team will load into a game and play against nobody, so they'll be instantly given a win. So they'll progress in the ranked system against nobody.
Yeah.
So you're not harming the game for other people, but you are cheating the system. So as long as you understand how to fix the queue, and you have, as it stands now, 8 players in order to be able to do it, that is cheating. That is, it's not breaking the game, but it's definitely exploiting the system.
You would imagine as well, though, with a game this popular, stuff like this must happen a lot. People trying to cheat and hack and all sorts. It happens with every bit popular game. Destiny, people must try and do it as well, but especially on PC, because obviously with PC, it's a lot easier to hack
PC's
things.
way more vulnerable, isn't it?
So you would imagine this might... It's obviously a big problem, or else I don't think they'd be this...
Yeah, they've definitely put this out to scare people.
This isn't just, you get a year ban, a 19-year ban. I mean,
that is essentially a lifetime ban, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine back in the day when you got banned for 2 days for chainsaw, and if they'd have gone, sorry, it's a 19-year ban for chainsaw.
As if people
you still wouldn't be able to... You still have another 7 years to serve. Imagine how angry you'd be when you first got on Gears again in 2026.
I'd be waiting all this time.
Yeah, pumped up energy.
Yeah.
Mate, you'd be on the trailer for the new game. Just for you, like, going out the shadows of the controller and you're on...
Can you imagine it?
I'd be
banned for 19 years and he's
chainsaw man.
If you've seen the Batista entrance for his teaser, he turns around and he's like, it's about fucking time.
Yeah,
that would be me.
Yeah, opening the chest and it's just got a controller in there.
You can just having your chainsaw revving. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a true story. Got banned for chainsawing. Unsporting behaviour, apparently.
On Gears 1.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago. I mean, people got really annoyed with things like that back in the day.
They probably still do now.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure they do.
I mean, we played FIFA the other day and you reported 2 guys.
Look, I like the community to be clean, man. Clamping down on the cheats. It's important.
I bet it was for nothing. I bet he just did one fail and you
we got to be like 3-1.
You know when there's a cheat. That's it. Yeah. You play this game enough, or you play any game enough, you can smell it a mile off.
Well, one memory I've got for people with cheating is I remember the big tree players. They were one of the funniest.
Oh,
God. You would report them.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, evident cheating. They shoot at 9 foot. And instead of heading the ball, they just chest it out of the air and just volley it. It was ridiculous. It was... That was the old days of FIFA.
That was.
But that's exploiting ranked matchmaking.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And this is what they do.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Unfortunately, you can't really prove that. You can prove it with a big tree place. You can prove the hacking. You can't with that.
No, you can't ever prove it as such. But when you play against it, you know what it's there. And if you're a FIFA player,
well, you could just turn it down to EA scripting as well. So.
Well, that is definitely
dynamic.
That is a thing.
People have developed
real.
that. Yeah. We've seen all the YouTube video. That's real. Scripting. So.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know how much a ban does affect because I got banned for a day. A couple of months ago now. Because
was it on F1?
Yeah, F1. We were in a lobby and someone tried voting me out and it didn't work. They got 1 vote and I sent him a message calling him a pussy and I got banned instantly.
Yeah.
So he got you out.
He got you out. I fell for it.
I was annoying because it was the start of the night as well and you couldn't play. I was like, great, what off now?
I know. And I'm an Xbox ambassador.
Wow, you won't be anymore.
No, you've lost that.
I don't know why. I signed up for that just just in case you might get anything that's sent your way. And well, I'm not one anymore. No. As soon as you call someone a pussy, you lose that title. So.
Yeah. Well.
But that ban was frustrating because we were racing, and then obviously a day. I couldn't imagine 19 years.
No.
19 years.
I think it's fair to say that, at Checkpoint Reach, we definitely don't condone that sort of behaviour.
No, we do not.
We want everyone to be friendly and caring to each other.
Yeah, because that's what we are.
Yeah.
That's what we're like.
Yeah. I mean, Perks is the nicest guy you can ever play against.
Yeah, always.
Just kill him on a game, and he'll probably say, "Congratulations, mate, good kill."
Any kill, play Gears 5 later today. Any kill, I'll send you a message. Easy, GG, well done.
Yeah,
it's not all bad though. I played Horde yesterday.
Yeah.
And 3 people quit on us in the 38th round, which is is really annoying.
There's a surprise.
And the other guy, at the end of the game, I said he did really well. He was the engineer, and he did a good job. So I went, "Fair play, mate. You did a good job." And he sent me on back saying, "Yeah, you did. You too, man.
Oh,
well done."
I thought he was going to send you on back saying, "Do better next time."
Get good,
so no, so there is good.
That's the shittest story ever.
The point is that there's good people out there as well.
Oh yeah, I will say though, one of my favourite ever replies, retort, whatever, came a couple of months ago when we were playing Rocket League. And Matty, former co-host of the show and now friend of the show, is his name online is Matt Remastered. Add him, but Matt Remastered, and on Rocket League, a little kid turned around and what did he say?
He Matty was giving this kid criticism all game, and then the game turned on as we lost, and as the game was finishing, this kid just put Matt discontinued. We lost it.
That was so funny.
We lost it. Matty was just so silent, and it was perfect.
As you can probably notice, Perks is no longer with us. Unfortunately, he had to run on a personal errand, so sometimes that's just the way it goes on podcasts. But anyway, that pretty much brought the end to our show. So you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ChetReachPod. You can also follow us on YouTube and subscribe, like, and comment on the video below because that will really help the channel to grow. Where can people find you on social, Sud?
Just on Twitter for me, so it's at DavidTenspud.
Lovely stuff. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Leld, Lel, 3Ds, add a 9 on the end for Instagram. So yeah, that's the end of the show, as I said before, and we'll be back next week. Thanks for joining me as ever.
That's all right.
Yeah, we'll be back as a 3 very soon. So yeah, have a good week, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.